the Celtics just robbed the NBA, as we just had the NBA draft and the Boston Celtics made a pick tonight in the first round, which we absolutely love to see. Sometimes Brad goes away and trades those picks after we stay up all night to wait and see who these Boston Celtics pick. Who do they take? How is it going to affect them in the future? Well, I'm going to tell you all about it here on Celtics Digest. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. I am your host, Patrick Billings, and before we get into anything, guys, we are inching closer and closer away to our goal of 10,000 subscribers. So if you love the content over here on Celtics Digest, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as we're going to constantly drop content for you guys, as there are so many things in the news for this team. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you come over here to Celtics Digest, and we'll have everything that you need or want to learn about this Boston Celtics team this offseason. And guys, look, if someone out there is guaranteeing you wins or saying they will win 80% of their bets, run. In most places, you pay one handicapper, and if you lose both your bet and their fee. Other sites give you multiple handicappers, which is great, but you're paying separate fees for each one as it gets expensive fast. And guys, that is exactly why we use Otis Edge Analytics, where passion meets data. For one single price, you get access to 5 different expert analysts every day and access to Otis Edge University, where they teach you bankroll, betting strategy, and emotional discipline. That's what makes Otis Edge different. Download their free app right now and get their free pick of the day every day. Yes, free picks every day. And the link is in the description and the pinned comment. Now that's the Otis Edge. And guys, when we're talking about the Boston Celtics, they have some needs. We've been talking about this for weeks. I even talked about draft prospects back in March, even April. Now here we are, weeks away. We were talking about so many big men that they should go after. You guys talked about a lot of guys that they should go after. But this was a name that did not come up once, because I don't think that we ever thought that he would fall to 27. This was a guy who could have just been outside of the lottery or in the early 20s, but here he is falling at 27 into the Boston Celtics' hands, and that is forward Chris Cenac Jr. out of Houston. I am shocked that he fell to the Boston Celtics, and I couldn't be more happy that he did. This is a 19-year-old kid who is extremely talented. I believe a 5-star out of high school as well, playing for Kelvin Sampson down in Houston. A great college who has been bringing so many different prospects into the NBA who have just extreme grit and grind to the game, winning mentality, and that is exactly what he's going to bring to this Boston Celtics team. As we look at some of his measurements from the combine, as he stands barefoot at 6'10" and a quarter, so about 6'11" while he's on the court, just under 240 pounds, 7'5" wingspan, and a 9.5 reach. And we'll look at some of his stats here, and we'll talk about some things a little bit more. So he averaged about 25 minutes a game and started in every game but one for this talented Houston team, averaging 9.5 points per game, 0.8 steals, 0.5 blocks, 0.7 assists, and just under 8 rebounds per game. But some of the things that could stand out as well is his three-point shooting. You know, it's not the greatest looking, it's not the best, but he wasn't really attempting too many a game, and the field goal percentage doesn't really impress you either, but that comes with the jump shooting from the three-point range, of course, because when we have a tweet here from John Carolus, we're talking about a big man. How is he shooting under 50% from the field? Well, Chris Cenac Jr. shot nearly 75% at the rim at Houston this past season, but could be developed into a stretch big. Seems more of a project than immediate help. But, you know, the Boston Celtics are probably one of the best teams when it comes to developing guys, as we've seen in the past with Luke Cornett going through the main Celtics, Sam Hauser, and a ton of different names that we still see in the lineup today. Those guys have been impacting this team heavily and are the reason why this team is so good. So I wouldn't doubt that the Boston Celtics would be able to help him with his three-point shooting, which he has been constantly working on every single day to get better at. But the things that he's going to bring to the game for the Boston Celtics are going to be absolutely incredible. As look at this from NBADraftNet.com just to help us go through a couple things with the strengths, just to let you guys know a little bit about him, as he's a very good athlete who runs the floor with ease and plays well in transition where he can finish above the rim or apply pressure as a rim runner, which is something that you love to hear. He's good with some good strength and ability. He's not afraid of physicality. He's pretty much a ball magnet. Something about him, there's some guys that just when they're under the rim, the ball is just falling right into their hands. That is one of those guys. And the Boston Celtics need one of those guys. They need someone who's going to make those cuts, set good screens, make good rolls, and rebound the ball, because that's what leads to better offensive possessions and doesn't allow other teams to have second chance points or possessions. And that's what he's going to do, as he obviously does show flashes of modern offensive skill, including face-up ability, a jab step, pull-up, and developing perimeter shooting touch, which will definitely come in handy in a Boston Celtics offense. And the shooting mechanics are clean with solid foundation, and he has shown the ability to knock down threes in spurts. But as a background and a point forward earlier in his development, is evident that his ball handling and comfort attacking in straight lines, which is definitely another good thing. So you're getting a really athletic big man who is comfortable with having the ball in his hands if need be. Sometimes you could be scared with your big man putting the ball on the ground. You don't really have to worry about that with Chris Cenac Jr. He is more than capable of dribbling the ball, as he's also active and engaged defensively, benefiting from Houston's disciplined system under Kelvin Sampson, and shows awareness, effort, and the ability to cover ground with his length, generates second chance points with his rebounding, and plays in consistent energy, as his overall skill set and physical tools give him significant long-term upside as a two-way big. And now, of course, just to talk a little bit about his weaknesses, as he remains a raw prospect who will require some time to develop and reach his potential, which is fine. He is 19 years old. This Celtics team is definitely in a year, like Brad Stevens said, they're still trying to stay under that apron, so then after the next season, they could go out and they could do whatever the heck they want. And that is exactly what's going to happen, and this is one of those guys that they want to help develop, as we see with Amari Williams as well. That is another guy that we could see the potential, but he just needs more time and learning the game and learning what will be best for his game, and I see that in Chris Cenac as well. So if we talk about this, as he struggled with consistency and efficiency at times, his overall efficiency is a concern, shooting 48.5% from the field, 33 from three, and 62 from the free throw line. Numbers don't reflect both developing and skill and inconsistent shot selection, which hurt his stock. And that's the thing too. Houston was an extremely talented team. We talk about Flemings, talk about Tugler, the other big man that they had over there, Emmanuel Sharp. They were just an extremely good team, and being a guy who was a five-star coming out of high school, that's obviously a role that you really don't see yourself doing. You're usually the best guy on your team, and now he had the time to learn that he had to play a different role. Even though he didn't have a lot of blocks with his big reach and wingspan, he wasn't told to do that. He had to do other things first because that would help the team, and that's what he would do. He would go out there and help his team and do what was needed to do to win games. And that's what you're going to get out of Chris Cenac Jr. Again, he's lacking advanced footwork, counters, and touch, consistency to score with his back to the basket. His perimeter shooting shows promise, but remains inconsistent despite solid mechanics and will need more volume and confidence. His playmaking is fairly limited at this stage, and he does not consistently create looks for other players, with passing more functional than true strength. Still learning the nuances of the game, including timing, positioning, and decision-making on both ends. Can be inconsistent defensively despite strong tools, particularly with discipline and awareness outside of structured systems. Not much of a rim protector, so on and so forth. But again, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that I'm saying that sound like weaknesses and talking about why is this even the best pick for them, right? We're looking at the stats. The stats aren't too impressive. You're probably like, this guy doesn't even sound like a first-round pick, let alone a late first-round pick. Like I keep saying, the talent is there. It's going to take some time. That's okay. He's a young player. The Celtics are good with development. And I just truly believe that he just needs the time to blossom around other players and get that confidence back, because the team that he was on was extremely talented and was not one of their go-to guys like he usually would be. Now with the Celtics, even if he goes and plays some games with Maine, he will be that guy. and he will learn how to get his confidence back and get better at three-point shooting. And I think that Brad Stevens sees exactly that in Chris Cenac Jr. And they interviewed him after getting drafted and said, thank you to Boston Celtics for selecting me. They're going to get a great character guy that's going to come in and work hard every day and do whatever it takes to help this team win. Guys, I absolutely love this pick for the Boston Celtics, but you guys got to let me know down in the comments below on what your thoughts are on this pick. I know we talked about so many different big men, so many different players, and the Celtics land on Chris Cenac Jr. So make sure you comment down below, yes to a good pick or no to a bad pick. Or if you guys think that they should have picked anyone else, all of you let me know. You guys have been great with engagement. So that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you drop a like, go to those comment sections and comment, and hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everybody.